For everyone who doesn't believe that black women do not go through discrimination, especially when they are in labor and delivery, you can go straight to fucking hell and stay there.
My daughter's in active labor, and this is a Franciscan Crown Point being put out in active labor. So we gotta transfer her to a different hospital while she's in labor and pain.
I think now we can confirm that there's something called medical racism towards black people. What is it? There's something in the air that makes white women so angry seeing black women. Most especially in hospitals. I don't know, man. I don't know. We talked about segregation earlier in the year. Maybe this is the... what can I say? Do we have some inside information that's going around? Why people talking about we need to make sure we depopularize the black Americans because now white people are about to be a minority in America? If that's what it is, please let us know. Let us know in time, because at this point it looks like there's a mission, there's a motive behind why black women in labor, they are left literally to pass out.
Quick trigger warning because this is hard to watch and hard to hear about. This is Mercedes Wells from Indiana. On November 16th, she went to Franciscan Health, Crown Point, letting them know that she was in active labor and she could feel the contractions. She begged them for help and pleaded with them to see her and admit her and to bring her to the delivery room. And instead, the hospital turned her away, kicked her out, sent her home, and told her to come back at a later time. And only 8 minutes after the video you're about to see, she gave birth to her baby on the side of the road. 8 minutes later.
My daughter's in active labor, and this is a Franciscan Crown Point being put out in active labor. So we gotta transfer her to a different hospital while she's in labor and pain.
Now, mind you, there were tears coming down her face, and they did not even allow her to see a doctor. She never saw a doctor. She was never assessed by a doctor. They simply said that she needed to come back when she was in more active labor. Mind you, her husband had to deliver the baby. And she is 38 years old. And if you know anything about pregnancy, after 35 is considered a high-risk pregnancy. And they still sent her home. This is the second black woman in a matter of days that we've seen go into a hospital in pain and agony and in active labor, requesting help, and has been either turned away or ignored. The mortality rate for black women and the infant mortality rate for black women is far too high for people to be taking these chances with black women's lives and their babies' lives. This is medical neglect. Medical neglect. And I'm thankful that her husband was there to help her and that she made it out of this alive as well as their baby. But this is so scary and it shouldn't be still happening.
This morning, a Chicago woman is demanding answers from a hospital she says discharged her while she was in labor. 38-year-old Mercedes Wells says she was having contractions 1 minute apart and knew the baby was coming, but a nurse sent her home.
I was in excruciating pain. She seen me in pain and agony, and I guess she still perceived me to not be in labor.
The family sharing this video of Wells being wheeled out of the hospital. She then gave birth 8 minutes later in her truck on the side of the highway, her husband delivering their baby himself.
It's totally God's grace. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I don't have any medical license or anything to deliver a baby.
Wells says she spent 6 hours at the hospital but never saw a doctor. She blames racial discrimination.
I was stripped of my dignity as a person because I was treated less than an animal.
Can we agree that A woman in active labor should not be sent away without first being seen by a doctor.
The CEO of Franciscan Health Crown Point Hospital responding, saying, "The video and the comments it has generated are deeply troubling, and we understand the concern this has raised. The video is just one part of the information we are reviewing as part of a thorough investigation into this alleged incident." The good news? The couple says their baby daughter, Alina, is healthy and doing well. The Wells say they're not seeking compensation. Instead, they want accountability and changes in hospital policy.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. It has to be a mission. Probably there's a mission that we don't understand. Because literally recently, just how many days ago? 3 days ago, we had Daddy Elon Musk talking about he will be so sad if white people became a minority in America. I don't know. Is there a secret mission that the hospitals are engaging in to depopulate black people? Because it looks like the new generation of black people, white people don't want to see it. And which best way is it? And which best way to do it than making sure a black mother doesn't give birth to a life? And they know damn well these mothers can lose their lives together with their children's lives. Like,
yes, she's talking about my uterus.
My daughter's in active labor, and this is a Franciscan Crown Point being put out in active labor. So we gotta transfer her to a different hospital while she's in labor, in pain. Unjust.
So Crown Point Hospital, you want to be famous for turning away an African-American mother in active labor? What in the world is going on with these medical facilities? This is why our ancestors have always been hesitant to go to the hospitals, because they are showing their complete a-hole. This is why people of color do not like going to the hospital, because medical discrimination is sadly still with us. I have been medically discriminated against when I had a stroke. Like, I don't understand. It is absolutely ridiculous that people of color have to second guess if they are going to go to a medical facility, because they don't know if they're going to be assisted. They don't know if they're going to be discriminated against. They don't know if they're going to get the bare minimum care, no matter if you have insurance or don't have insurance, because sometimes they just say, oh, it's nothing, just for the bill to go up. But no, this is absolutely unacceptable. You're supposed to be in the medical field. You're supposed to be someone of care. You're supposed to be someone that brings comfort. But this is absolutely ridiculous that this is the second woman of color that has had to be wheeled out of a hospital or felt like they were less than, where they are trying to give life to a person.
Getting kicked out of the hospital in active labor for being black, and her husband having to deliver their baby on the side of the road. This happened in Crown Point, Indiana, where Mercedes Wells arrived in clear distress after hours of strong contractions.
This is proof that this happens more often than you think. Mercedes Wells went to the hospital because she was in active labor. She was told that because she was only 3 centimeters in dilation, come back later. Mind you, when I gave birth, I was in the hospital for 22 hours because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to monitor a woman while she's in active labor. You're supposed to monitor the baby. You're not supposed to turn her away This woman gave birth in her car minutes later, 8 minutes to be exact, and had to drive 30 minutes to another hospital so she could get proper medical care. This happened at Crown Point Hospital in Indiana. Baby was 2 weeks early. But since when are babies being born at the due date? Babies are late and babies are early. But you're going to tell this woman, come back later, you're not ready to give birth? Are you serious? Her mother posted this video on social media and it has gone viral. So obviously the hospital has made a statement. We're aware that we've been caught. I mean, we saw the video that is going around on social media. And since the video has gone viral, and this could potentially cost us millions, we decided to make this statement. We're not going to say much because in litigation, this could be used against us. But just to make you aware, we're a Catholic hospital. We value the life of everyone, except a few. We have compassion for human life, except a few. We thrive to show Christ's love through us. There's no worse hate than Christian love. And we're not ready to fire anyone because we have to conduct a thorough investigation. The hospital where she finished delivering her baby, because, they had nothing to cut the cord. 15 doctors were waiting for her in front of the hospital and numerous nurses. 'Tis the season, and I'm here for it.
Another woman in active labor being escorted out of a hospital. Moments later, she would give birth. Take a look.
And this is a Franciscan Crown Point being put out in active labor. So we gotta transfer her to a different hospital.
At Franciscan Health in Indiana. I don't understand what's going on here. For some reason, they discharged her, and I'm very curious to know that reason. So hopefully, we'll have answers from that hospital.
What do you mean come back later? This isn't an appointment. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, there is a woman that was at a Crown Point hospital in Indiana that was turned away as she was in active labor. And the reason why they turned her away is because they said she was only 3 centimeters dilated. And after they turned her away, 8 minutes later, she gave birth in her car. As she's being pushed out of the hospital that refused to get her into a room, you can hear her screaming. And luckily, they had called 911 and the dispatcher led them to a community hospital in Munster, Indiana. And this hospital didn't turn her away. They welcomed her with open arms because there were 15 doctors and nurses waiting for her outside. But I want to give a big round of applause to the husband because he's the one that eventually wound up delivering the baby in the car. So if you haven't seen this, go look it up. If you have seen it, let me know your thoughts in the comments.
For everyone who doesn't believe that black women do not go through discrimination, especially when they are in labor and delivery, you can go straight to fucking hell and stay there.
My daughter's in active labor, and this is a Sisk and Crown Point being put out in active labor. So we gotta transfer her to a different hospital while she's in labor, in pain. Unjust.
Okay. You want me to put the car? No.
And y'all better share this and repost it so that we can bring more attention and awareness to Black maternal health, because we are out here dying, y'all.
Okay, this is Mercedes Cherie Wells, who was at a hospital in Indiana and is being discharged home because the nurse said she was not in active labor. Now, as you can tell, she's in a lot of pain. Apparently at this time, when they decided to discharge her, she was 3 centimeters. That's her husband, Leon Wells, taking her out to the car. And this is what happened in the car 8 to 12 minutes later after they were discharged. Now, I went to the original Facebook post that Leon put out and has since been shared. And this is the story that I've kind of put together. She goes in contracting. She stayed 3 centimeters for 5 hours. She even walked the hallways, did all the things we do. I'm assuming she's term, 37 plus weeks. Didn't make any cervical change per the nurse who examined her. When she was told she was going to go home because of no cervical change, she asked, and she says in her post, she even begged to stay. And she was told doctor's orders to be discharged. And she's had a baby before. So here's the deal. In my expert opinion, for what it's worth, either she wasn't really 3 centimeters and the nurse got it wrong, which can happen, or she really was 3 centimeters and she went from 3 to complete and a baby out in the car in less than 15 minutes from the time she was discharged until she had the baby. That can also happen. But either way, if you have a patient who is term and is hurting that much, I don't care if they stay 3 centimeters, because that could change like that, which it did in her case. I have admitted patients 23-hour OBS, or even longer than that, much longer than 5 hours, because I don't want that exact scenario to happen. Now, as I said in the video I posted about the other situation that happened in Dallas, Texas, these scenarios can happen to anyone who has a fetus in the uterus, regardless of their skin tone. But study after study after study has proven that there is a disparity between how Black birthing people are treated in this country when compared to their white counterparts, and that includes ignoring pain and being dismissed and being profiled in the documentation. And Black birthing people have higher rates of both maternal and neonatal morbidity and mortality when compared to their white counterparts. The patient in Dallas and the patient in Indiana wanted to give birth in a hospital, or they wouldn't have been there. And look at how they were treated. No one should be treated like this when they're pregnant or birthing. But when it comes to Black birthing people in this country, every one of those videos just reinforces to them that this is what's going to happen. The racial biases that are deeply rooted in obstetrical care are getting no better in 2025.
And it's the fact that it's white women. 2 incidences, white women? No. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. This is why I did a video like 2 weeks ago and I said, yeah, if there's any Black men that are literally breaking the hearts of white girlies, I beg of you in the name of Jesus Christ, stop. Because, I don't know, maybe they have anger towards Black women. Why are they doing these things?